art has the ability to show us the world from a different perspective.
So my father was born in Iraq, and my mother is American. My dad's American now, too. So I would say since I was 20, I've been kind of bridging both of those cultures and both of those worlds. And I have watched friends and family members and lots of people that have come to America from Iraq view their identity in a very personal and different way.
In the play Noura, Heather Raffo looks to an Iraqi family that is now American and living in New York City in the 21st century.
And I think that what they're trying to embrace, as I said before, is the pull between community and individualism. And America is really based on rugged individualism. That offers a lot of things. But when people come from communities and countries that the whole entire social fabric is about togetherness, taking those kind of individual steps is a push-pull.
Oh, God!
The Noura of Raffo's play is meant to reference back to Henrik Ibsen's famous feminist icon, Noura of A Doll's House.
The Nora Helmer of A Doll's House wakes up to her individualism, right? And that's been prized as this beacon of feminist literature in the theater. And I don't know what I feel about that. I kind of roll my eyes and say, I don't know if I believe that's the exact approach. There's a whole way of thinking in Arab feminism that deals much more with community and how you move forward as a group rather than purely as an individual.
People who understand Doll's House are going to see the way that this play is both using that model and sort of punching through the model. It's a more complicated story, and it involves the Iraq War.
Johanna McKeon is directing the play and tapping into the fact that Noura is an architect who expresses herself through physical space.
On the ground floor, each family's sitting room opens up to the courtyard, so on big occasions, if you open the interior doors, it makes a giant circular room.
That sense of being in the round is ideal for a theater where the audience will encircle the actors.
She's living inside of a world with drywall in Queens, but because we're in the round, we just got to take the walls out of the equation.
Everything about what she's envisioning to build, both in her personal space and in the house she's imagining for her family, is about what walls are keeping her and protecting her and what walls she is pushing away. So when the audience and people themselves are walls, that very much plays into how the gaze and the pressure of society is looking in on her and how they're embracing her.
So the family stays connected to each other and private from the street. But aren't they isolated?
The dissolving walls sort of opened up the whole world for us in terms of the way that we conceived it. I mean, we've tried to be actually quite expressionistic with the way that we've conceived the world, which hopefully will be quite visceral.
Miriam! Habibti!
Narratives about refugees can sometimes be reduced to either making them victims or the enemy.
That's kind of the two extremes that our politics have pushed people into. So to have a play where the characters are neither really serves up a very different type of narrative that I think people in San Diego will really lean into.
But you're studying physics.
Yes, thermodynamics.
It's also not easy to present a female protagonist that does not try to ingratiate herself to the audience.
The biggest thing that really distinguishes her is this lack of needing to be sympathetic. There's so many ways women are hoping to express their opinion, and they couch them in ways that make them palatable, right? They play small, or they play kind, or they play nice in order to say the thing they came to say. And she is discovering through the course of the play that that didn't serve her.
That is a story that you don't see so often on stage. And it feels like fresh terrain, honestly, in terms of the sort of national cultural conversation. It's not something that we dig into that much.
Or perhaps it's familiar terrain that we just need to revisit from a fresh perspective. Beth Accomando, KPBS News.